Mountain News this morning. The Trump administration is launching a sweeping review of some legal immigration records. And President Donald Trump said his administration will work to permanently pause migration from all third world countries.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm McKinley Calandrino here with you on this Friday, November 28th. The time is now 6 a.m. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, what can you tell us?
Well, it is a chilly start to your day, and not only is it chilly, it's freezing outside. In fact, everybody in eastern Kentucky is below freezing. If you don't know, that number is 32 degrees, and not a single city is above that mark. So again, very cold this morning. You're going to need to wear all of your winter gear as you head out the door. And as we head into the afternoon, still very chilly. Mid to upper 30s is what we're seeing across the region, with the exception of Manchester and Jacksboro at 41 degrees and 31 as the high in Wise. Now, in terms of what we're seeing out on satellite and radar, it is nice and calm this morning. A little bit of clouds as you travel to West Virginia, but we're looking at mostly sunny skies for the day. McKinley.
All right, Megan, thank you. With the Thanksgiving dishes in the sink, shoppers are hitting the stores to get ready for the holiday season. WYMT's Buddy Forbes is in Pikeville with a look at the early bird Black Friday deals.
Many shoppers say the original nostalgia of Black Friday sales just simply isn't there, with fewer stores to choose from and smaller lines outside of the stores that are participating here in Pikeville. Throughout the years, we've seen a change in what Black Friday sales really look like. Many stores begin offering those sales weeks in advance, and some work in phases to get those discounted holiday items out to the people. However, some shoppers say they still plan to show up to the stores, with small groups waiting outside of Lowe's, GameStop, and Walmart, which just opened their doors here in the Cassidy Boulevard area. Some say a lot of excitement and urgency they once felt about the sales is gone, as most area businesses operate on regular business hours. But others are making the most of their post-Thanksgiving tradition, and some are taking part for the first time.
This is my first time doing it. I'm new to this. We've been here since 3 a.m., so we had to get here to get in the front of the line, get first choice.
Now, many local businesses and other big box stores are expected to be open by 10 a.m., giving shoppers plenty of time to get out to be a part of the Black Friday sales. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Thanks, Buddy. Many folks say they prefer to wait at home and do their shopping online, but others say it's all about the tradition of hitting the stores. As millions hunt for Black Friday bargains online, scammers are hunting too, using slick social media ads to lure shoppers. CBS's Evan Moon reveals the red flags to watch for as you scroll through those deals.
Before you click that add to cart button, take a second look. Experts warn scammers love Black Friday just as much as shoppers do. From fake QR codes, gift cards, and phony emails to sketchy social media ads.
I buy things from Instagram all the time, and TikTok, I feel like they know me so well.
Cybersecurity experts say it's peak season for fraud.
That's the whole point. Limited time only. Got to do it now before it sells out, whatever it is. So that whole sense of urgency is something that bad guys love.
According to Adobe Analytics, 2025 is expected to be the first full year mobile devices make up most of online spending. 56% of sales this holiday season will be from a phone, upwards of $140 billion. Lisa Plagmeyer with the National Cybersecurity Alliance warns social media shopping isn't always safe.
You could have fake influencer videos and things like that because it only takes a few seconds to create a deep fake of somebody. And the problem now is that AI has just made them all look perfect. This girl behind me, she's not real. You can't rely on your eyes and ears anymore.
Plagmeyer says always trace ads back to a reputable retailer. And even with big name brands, the Better Business Bureau urges shoppers to read all the fine print.
Make sure you're checking shipping dates, return policies, if the item's out of stock, when it will be restocked. Just doing general things before you make that purchase will help you to make sure that you get the item before the holidays.
Experts recommend using a credit card for purchases so you're better protected from fraud and keeping track of purchases made on your card. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
A lawsuit is alleging a Campbell's company executive who made disparaging comments about the company's products. Robert Garza, a former cybersecurity analyst for the company, filed the lawsuit last week. He claims the executive, Martin Bally, made the comments during a November 2024 meeting to discuss Garza's salary. Garza recorded the meeting where Bally is allegedly heard saying Campbell's food is highly processed food for poor people. He also allegedly made racist comments about Indian workers. Garza says he was fired in January after he informed his manager about the alleged comments. Wednesday, a federal appeals court rejected President Donald Trump's effort to revive a lawsuit against Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party. Trump filed the suit in 2022, claiming Clinton, the Democratic National Committee, and former FBI Director James Comey and others conspired against him in the 2026 presidential campaign. The federal judge dismissed the case, calling the claims political theater with no legal basis. On Wednesday, a three-judge panel agreed. That panel included judges appointed by President Trump, Biden, and George W. Bush. The court also upheld a ruling that Trump and one of his former attorneys must cover $1 million in legal fees. The death toll in the high-rise fire that broke out in Hong Kong earlier this week is nearing 130 as the search for victims continues. Over 2 days, more than 2,300 firefighters battled the blaze at the 8-tower block where peak temperatures reached over 900 degrees. The cause is still unknown and an investigation will take weeks, officials say. There was, however, word that fire alarm systems in at least some of the buildings may not have been functioning properly. Sad news out of Washington, D.C., 2 days after the horrific attack on 2 National Guard members who were on duty there. One of them, 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, has died from her injuries. She's now being called a hero. The second wounded Guard member, 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, continues to fight for his life in the hospital. Investigators say they are probing every piece of the suspect's life in order to determine a motive. Attorney General Pam Bondi has threatened to seek the death penalty. CBS News' Kamal Afzali has more from London.
Firefighters saluted as police escorted the body of Sarah Beckstrom to the medical examiner's office late Thursday. The 20-year-old Guard member died on Thanksgiving, 1 day after she and fellow West Virginia Guardsman Andrew Wolf were shot in an ambush-style attack in the nation's capital.
She's looking down at us right now.
President Trump announced the sad news Thursday while speaking with military officials. The White House says the president later spoke with Beckstrom's parents. Wolf remains in critical condition.
He's in very bad shape. He's fighting for his life.
The FBI says a terrorism investigation is underway on both coasts as authorities comb through evidence to determine why the suspect, identified as 29-year-old Rahmanullah Lakanwal, drove from Washington State to Washington, D.C. with a loaded handgun. Multiple family members of the alleged shooter, his ties to San Diego, as well as overseas, are also being probed.
We will not stop until we interview anyone and everyone associated with the subject, the house, and every piece of his life.
The CIA says the suspected gunman traveled to America in 2021 after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. He had previously worked with the intelligence agency overseas. A Department of Homeland Security official tells CBS News he was granted asylum earlier this year on humanitarian grounds. The Trump administration says it's now conducting a full-scale, rigorous re-examination of all green cards for every immigrant from what it says are nearly 20 countries of concern, including Afghanistan. Kamal Afzali, CBS News.
Multiple law enforcement sources tell CBS News that a running theory of investigators is that the shooting suspect suffered from paranoia and other mental challenges. That indicated he believed authorities sought to deport him from the U.S. President Donald Trump said Thursday his administration will work to permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover. It's unclear which countries Trump was referring to. Third world countries, used by some to define developing nations, has been repeatedly used by Trump as part of his anti-immigration rhetoric. CNN has reached out the State Department and the White House for clarity. President Donald Trump is promising more action against drugs coming into the U.S. from Venezuela. Speaking on Thanksgiving to service members, he said strikes on land will begin soon, though he did not specifically say those strikes would happen inside Venezuela. He appeared to suggest it.
It's about 85% stopped by sea. You probably noticed that. People aren't wanting to be delivering by sea, and we'll be starting to stop them by land also. The land is easier, but that's going to start very soon. We warn them, stop sending poison to our country.
For months, the military has been attacking boats in the ocean. The U.S. has sunk dozens of such boats and killed more than 80 people who say the White House says they were smuggling drugs. The U.S. military has amassed more than a dozen warships and 15,000 troops in the region as part of what the Pentagon has branded Operation Southern Spear. The Trump administration will not invite South Africa to take part in G20 events in the United States next year. President Trump announced Wednesday the nation will not get an invite to the 2026 summit in Miami, Florida. Trump also says he will immediately stop payments and subsidies to the country, though it is unclear what specifically is being halted. He will mark the first time a country was outright excluded from them in its more than 20-year history.
Just a little bit of clouds as you're starting off your Black Friday, but a calm start to your day. Here's a look at that satellite and radar with those clouds in our far northeastern counties. Mostly sunny skies will take over by the afternoon, which will make those very cold temperatures feel not as bad. But this morning it is very chilly, low 20s all across the region. And by the time we're heading into the afternoon, well, you can expect a mixture of the mid to upper 50s. Definitely still a cold afternoon ahead. Here's a look at that forecast for you. High temperatures for the day will be around that 3 o'clock time frame, with clouds continuing to dissipate and sunny skies completely taking over by 3 p.m. McKinley.
All right, thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. It's been 10 years since an accidental text led to a heartwarming Thanksgiving tradition. We have that story.